I see you beat me here, Joe. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, anybody else who maybe beat me to the show. Holy shit, I'm never going to be done in 20 minutes. Looks like it's in the phone for you until I can get my computer rebuilt. What the hell is going on with your computer, man? I had computer issues for a while there. You remember that? Sound issues, video issues, all kinds of stuff, but I figured it out. But hey, welcome, everybody. Sorry I haven't been around for now. This is, a week. Missed a week. I'm here again. I got a little bit something going on in my throat today too, so I get the sexy raspy going on. So if you like that, you're gonna like it. You're doing a case swap. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, it's time for a whole new computer, buddy. Yeah. So I was doing personal things last week, so of course I wasn't here. But seems like it's kind of like slow news week lately. Anyway, just same old. The Matrix is slowing down, so they're not. We're not being bombarded with new and weird news all the time. It's just this, the never-ending Trump trials and that kind of stuff. We're not going to talk about that, though. I don't want to talk about that. This week, we're going to talk a little bit about that Columbia University protest, though. I guess they gave him a bit of a whatever. I don't know, some kind of ultimatum today for 2:00 or something like that, which they didn't. Of course, they didn't adhere to because they're a bunch of entitled students. So why would they? What do you say? I thought it would take an hour, and now geez, yeah. Sometimes it takes longer with computer stuff. I used to fix my own stuff. I had to fix this time because I took it to the shop. They thought they fixed it. They didn't. I did. I had to look it up online, which is always the way, right? You look up online different troubleshooting issues. Somebody has the same issue you're running into, and then you figure it out. That's what I did. It was all to do with Streamlabs. Streamlabs was screwing around with some settings and whatever. And once I got the real time settings with the Streamlabs settings, it was good. It fixed everything. So good luck to you, Joe. Hopefully everything goes well with your computer case swap. So we're going to talk about that protest. We're also going to talk a little bit about the U.S. Mexico border policy. Strange that that's coming up now. It's so weird. It's just the timing is bizarre. But yeah, I guess they're going to toughen up the border. They're going to tighten it up now. Now that you've let millions and millions and millions of people across, now it's time to close it, like it's like letting a bunch of robbers in the bank vault. And we're going to shut the bank vault now. Good timing. They're already in there. Anyways, we'll talk about that. Also, we're going to talk about a YouTuber called Scammer Payback. It's pretty cool. I've kind of delved into his channel a little bit. I've seen it for a while, but it's this guy who reverses the scam on these idiot scammers, and he just messes with them and stuff, and he'll get inside their VPN to find out where they are, and he'll just scare them like that. And I guess now what he's doing, he's actually working with law enforcement. He's been doing that for a while now, working with law enforcement to actually send them to where these scammers are, which is awesome. Thank God somebody's doing something about these. It seems that the amount of scammers out there now, it's crazy. If you have a public number like mine is, because I have a business, I get scam texts, I get emails, calls, I get it all. It's awful. Hopefully they do something about this because it seems to just be getting worse. Anyways, we'll go through that channel and we'll play a few videos. It's pretty cool stuff. Also, there's a show called The OA. I don't know if you've heard this show. I binge watched the first season, as it would turn out, almost the second time, because I watched this before because I recognized a bunch of stuff from it. I'm not going to tell you too much right now, but it's bizarre. Anyways, we'll talk about that. And don't smoke around your computer, kids. There's your tip from Joe. Don't smoke around your computer. Okay? No smoking around your computer. That's your tip from Joe. Also, we'll talk about Tesla. Tesla's full self-drive. They were releasing sort of almost like a soft release in China. I guess there's some problems with that. We'll kind of delve into that and see what's up with that. Also, a massive heat jump in North America. Conspiracy. We'll discuss that conspiracy, and we'll end on a funny video. I shouldn't say funny. A very weird video about a trans lesbian therapist in Texas. I can't make this shit up. So yeah, if you haven't already and you do watch the podcast, hit the subscribe to the channel if you like it. Obviously, if you don't like the podcast, check it out. Leave, come back. Make sure you didn't like it. Leave again. Whatever. Just keep coming back. It's fine. Also, like any of the videos. If you miss any part of the podcast or you don't want to sit through an hour or whatever, I go 45, 50 minutes of a podcast. You don't want to sit through it and you want to catch the topics I talk about in smaller doses. You can get them between Tuesday and Sunday, sometimes a bonus one on Monday at 5 o'clock. Obviously, if you like the channel and you want to help, share those, like them, comment, all that kind of stuff. All that engagement helps small channels like mine grow. And if you do watch the podcast and you are watching the podcast, jump in the chat. You can see Joe jumps in all the time. It's kind of like our podcasts. And then Gizzo's in there. We're building a small little community here. So if you feel like you want to say something, you got a comment to make about something I'm talking about, jump in. Or if you just want to say hi, you can do that too. So don't be shy. I'm not, clearly. I get on this stupid podcast every week to talk to almost nobody. Sorry, Joe. Or Gizzo, if you're there not talking. Either way. Without further ado, let's get started on this. Let me plop up this first thing here. So those entitled Columbia University students are just at it. I won't say at it again, but they're at it. A little protest there. I don't know if you heard about it at Columbia University. It's been going on for a little while. Obviously, they're protesting. What else are you going to protest? You're either going to protest climate change. You're going to protest, fossil fuels, some wars. The ones you don't like. Not the Ukraine one, because that one's old news. This is for the Israel-Hamas conflict, not really a war. But all right, I'm gonna read this article here from NBC News here. If you know what I think about NBC News, dumpster fire. But let's see what they have to say. So Columbia University threatens to suspend students who don't clear out of protest camp. You can see this picture here. They've set up quite a camp there. They're really commandeering the university there. So students defied Columbia University's orders to vacate their encampment protest by 2 p.m. Monday, despite warnings of suspension and after the school's president said it would not divest from Israel. A demand that has sparked protests on college campuses across the country. The university told student demonstrators to vacate by 2 p.m. or else be suspended pending further investigation and barred from completing the spring semester. Doesn't seem to bother them. I don't think they're really in school for anything anyway. They're probably just smart enough to understand that they're not really learning anything at this higher learning academy anyway. So at the encampment now in its second week, participants voted nearly unanimously to stay put. Around 2:45 p.m. after the 2 p.m. warning time to leave, protesters were seen marching on the quad and chanting, "Disclose, divest, we will not slow, we will not rest." Oh, so clever. I love these clever little slogans they come up with. Portion of the encampment has now been cleared to make space for the upcoming commencement ceremony for graduates, and picketers are largely sticking to the perimeters of the encampment. David Lederer, a 22-year-old sophomore at Columbia, walked up to the picket line and began waving a large Israeli flag. "I'm here to show we're here to stay. We're not going anywhere," Lederer said. President Manoush Shafak, in her statement, asked the protesters to voluntarily disperse, saying the demonstration had created an unwelcoming environment for many of our Jewish students and faculty, that external actors have contributed to a hostile environment around university gates, and that it had become a noisy distraction for students. Shafik also cited the May 15th commencement, saying, "We also do not want to deprive thousands of students and their families and friends of graduation celebration." Columbia was the first elite institution struck by protests in support of the Palestinian cause, with students demanding that the school divest from investments that support weapons manufacturing and Israel amid the backdrop of the Israel-Hamas war, in which more than 34,000 people have been killed in the Gaza Strip. Protests spread quickly last week on campuses from coast to coast, resulting in mass arrests and crackdowns. Okay. While the university will not divest from Israel, it offered to create an expedited timeline for a review of new proposals from students by the school's Advisory Committee for Socially Responsible Investing, which explores divestment, Shafik said. The university also offered to publish a process for students to access a list of Columbia's direct investment holdings and to increase the frequency of updates to that list of holdings, she added. Why? They're not investors. You're students. I'll refrain from swearing. How about you just mind your own damn business? How about you go to school and learn and do all that shit instead of just jumping in on these weird protests and stuff? You clearly have way too much time. Though the talks at Columbia were at a stalemate, there did appear to be some small movements in negotiation. I love the negotiation. What were they negotiating with? Whatever. I thought we don't negotiate with terrorists or student terrorists, whatever. Shafiq said the university had offered to make investments in health and education in Gaza, including supporting early childhood development and support for displaced scholars. We urge those in the encampment to voluntarily disperse. We are consulting with a broader group in our community to explore alternative internal options to end this crisis as soon as possible. We will continue to update the community with new developments, she said. Anyways, I'm not going to carry on. This is NBC, so of course it's riddled with slight garbage. But yeah, what do you think? I don't know. These students, these universities have become these nest eggs for protest, and mostly just by, these kids that have no idea what any of it is, what's going on. They just pick a side. They decide, they don't like this, so they just jump into a protest about it. You don't even understand. You don't know what you're talking about. Shut up. Go to school. I don't know. Hopefully this ends soon, but they just get spurned on with more and more support from mainstream media like this, so I doubt it. What do you say, Joe? I always find it funny when things the college teaches and encourages students to do comes back and bites them. Exactly, yeah. Isn't that funny? It's the devouring mother. You know what I mean? You got these institutions that are teaching this woke nonsense and are teaching this I don't know, what would you call it? Anti-establishment or something? And when they come back at them now, and they're now protesting the very hand that feeds them, essentially. It's just funny to me, but it's, they just don't know. They don't really know what they're doing, right? So it's, they don't understand. They don't understand any of it. They're just out there being loud. And it's the same with like the Black Lives Matter protests and all that kind of stuff. They get behind what they think is a good cause, and then you find out later that these organizations are bullshit. But it doesn't matter. By that time, they've already done all their protests. The damage is done, and they just carry on. So, whatever. Anyways, okay. On to the next thing here. On to the next charade. So, the U.S. has now decided, oddly enough, to start tightening up the border, the Mexico-U.S. border. Timely. The timely matter of this happening is it's just coincidental, obviously. I'm going to read this article here. This is Reuters here. So slight dumpster fire, but let's see what they have to say. U.S. Mexico to clamp down on illegal immigration, leaders say. So the United States and Mexico plan to clamp down on illegal immigration at their shared border. Leaders from both countries said on Monday, vowing to disrupt irregular crossings that have reached record levels in recent years. Yeah, like just leave it open for 3 years and then say, hey, that's about time we close it now. I mean, after like 11 million people come in. In a phone conversation on Sunday, U.S. President Joe Biden and Mexican President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador, I don't even know, he had 4 names, said their administrations would soon take steps to decrease illegal crossings while also addressing the economic and security problems that cause people to migrate. Whoa. Wow, good job. Way to govern. Worst government in history. In the short term, the two leaders offered their national security teams to work together to immediately implement concrete measures to significantly reduce irregular border crossings while protecting human rights, the leaders said in a joint statement. Biden, a Democrat seeking another 4-year term in the November 5th election, they put it there, so let you know. That's doesn't have anything to do with it. Has toughened his approach to border security in recent months as immigration has emerged as a top concern among voting-age Americans. Oh, go figure. Republicans, including Biden's opponent, former President Donald Trump, have criticized the president for rolling back restrictive Trump-era border policies and failing to stem higher levels of illegal crossings. Okay, well, that's a fair statement. The White House has considered utilizing Biden's executive authority to block migrants at the border, Reuters has reported, but such a move could trigger legal challenges and backlash from some Democrats. The White House is also discussing ways to provide temporary legal status and work permits to immigrants in the U.S. illegally who are married to American citizens, which would serve as political counterbalance to restrictions at the border. Biden backed a bipartisan U.S. Senate bill earlier this year that would grant him new authority to turn away migrants at the U.S.-Mexico border, but Republicans rejected the measure after Trump came out in opposition. It's funny, this partisan thing that goes on all the time. It's like, I understand, I get it, because it's like you got to play politics, right? So these guys are playing politics. One side is like, okay, we've always been for a tighter border, but then the other side's no, we're not. And then the other side changes, and the other side goes, that was always for the tighter border. Is like, oh no, we don't want it that way. Like it's just the politics games. Instead of everybody just getting on board and saying, hey, you know what, a tighter, a closed border or a more secure border is better for everybody. But politics in an election year, and unfortunately, they come every 4 years. So you're either working toward an election or you're in the election. So it's all the same bullshit. White House Press Secretary, the worst woman in the world, Karine Jean-Pierre, said last week that the Biden administration still supports the bill, but that we're always going to look at our options. Oh, wise words. Mexico will hold a presidential election on June 2nd, although immigration is not a top voter concern. Of course not. According to public opinion polls, former Mexico City Mayor Claudia Sheinbaum, Lopez Obrador's successor in the leftist National Regeneration Movement, remains the frontrunner to win the election. Lopez Obrador told reporters on Monday he had spoken with Biden about keeping the country's borders open to illegal immigration, but not allowing irregular migration. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, just keep it open to legal, to legal immigration. My bad. The U.S. Border Patrol caught a monthly record of 250,000 migrants crossing illegally in December, but numbers have dropped significantly since then, with 137,000 arrests in March. Lopez Obrador attributed the reduced arrivals at the U.S.-Mexico border in part to social programs Mexico has backed in other Latin American countries from where migrants originate. U.S. and Mexican officials have cited increased enforcement by Mexico as a factor contributing to decrease in crossings. Okay, so while they're both working together again. Oh, that's weird, because feels like somebody else started that a little bit ago, like another president. I don't know. And then this current president decided to put a stop to that, and now they're putting a start to it again. Real weird stuff, eh? It's weird how this kind of stuff works. Good thing though. It's a good thing. The timing, again, like I say, it's going to work out really well, because people are like goldfish. They don't remember what the hell happened the last 3 years. They'll just remember what happened this year. It's basically, what have you done for me lately? And lately, it'll be a potentially closed border. So there you go, you bunch of sheep. All right, let's get on to the next thing. Okay. How's the computer thing going there, Joe? All right, I'm going to look at your response in a minute. Okay, so if you haven't found this guy or haven't seen any videos by this guy, his page is Scammer Payback. It's got over 7 million subscribers on YouTube. It's a big page. It's kind of like Mark Roper, if you know who Mark Roper is. He was the guy that did those packages, those Amazon packages for the Amazon thieves, where they shoot out glitter and fart spray on people and stuff. Hilarious stuff. This guy's in that same vein, but he's going after scammers, which is great. I'm going to go to his YouTube page, his YouTube page here, and play a couple of his shorts. And you'll see what I'm talking about. So basically the premise is he back engineers to get the information. He'll screw around with scammers for a while and, just piss them off and stuff while he's obtaining information about their location, their business, everything, all the details of how they run their scam. And then he passes that along to authorities. So here's one of the shorts. This is he's actually got access to the cameras in the office where these scammers are working, which is pretty awesome when he's able to do this. But here's the one here.
These are the names you need to know. Jimmy Martin. He's a closer and sometimes a manager, and he pretends to be a government agent and pushes the victims to send them money. Alex is in charge of all the money laundering. He manages and coordinates with the 300.
Sorry, my bad. Restart.
These are the names you need to know. Jimmy Martin. He's a closer and sometimes a manager, and he pretends to be a government agent and pushes the victims to send them money. Alex is in charge of all the money laundering. He manages and coordinates with the closers on how the victims are going to send money through wire transfers, Bitcoin, gift cards, or FedEx packages to the scammers. Nitin is the head manager of Call Center 1. Now, he doesn't do calls per se, but he manages all the reporting of payroll, call logs, attendance sheets, and he reports all of this up to the owners. Now, Mayank is another one of the closers, but he works closely with the other managers. He essentially has the same role as Jimmy Martin. And finally, we have Krishna Yadav, the right-hand man of the owner, and the owner himself, Cherry. These are the guys who benefit the most from these scams, and they're my main targets to get arrested.
So there's that one there. So you can see they're just sitting there casually, just doing their thing, living their best life. Here's Buddy here. Here's him talking to one of the scammers, and they're just going off on him. It's kind of funny.
Hello, motherfucker.
Hi, Javed. I took access from this scam call center, and one of the scammers named Javed didn't seem to be too happy about it.
Inside your mom games. Inside
Hey,
your
how about
mom
this?
You motherfucker.
Yeah,
you
good job. Yeah.
You son of a...
You're
Wasting
unhinged
time
now.
to you mother... You just a bullshit. I'm the boss.
No,
you
you're
you
not.
are speaking to a boss.
You're small peanuts,
Don't
man.
believe.
You're
Don't
small
believe.
peanuts,
Let's
man.
see,
You're not
oh
a
my
boss
God.
of anything.
I'm not a peanut. You're a peanut. I'm a small peanut.
You're
Fine.
very
You
tiny.
think like that. I know who am I. Hello, motherfucker.
Hi, Javed.
You know, I love
I took
about these.
access.
You know, I love about these videos here. These guys. They're when they're using insults. They don't know how to, because English is a second language, obviously, right? So it's like you mother bitch, you motherfucker. You're the small peanut. And so if he'll say something, oh, you're just small balls, and they'll be like, no, you're small balls. I love it. Anyways, watch the channel, check it out. It's funny. A lot of times he puts on voices too. Like he'll put on like whatever, one of those voice alteration things, so you'll sound like he's an old person or something like that, just to sell it a little bit more. But there was one video I was watching. He was messing with this guy for at least 15 minutes, and they were doing like the reverse thing where they take control of your computer with whatever, one of those programs, those back office programs or whatever, and he would keep hitting enter, and the guy kept telling him not to hit enter. He was doing it anyway. It was funny. It was really funny. Check it out. Let me know what you think in the comments about it. It's a great channel. I love what he's doing. Anybody who does this kind of stuff, that you're using your superpower, which in this case, this guy's superpower is computers. He's just a whiz with computers. He's using to mess with scammers and take time away from them being able to scam your money or your family, some family member of yours money, typically an old person's money, unfortunately, because they're usually the most gullible for this kind of stuff. But yeah, he's doing a good thing out there. So support his channel. Check it out. Let me know what you think in the comments. Oh, there you go. Look at that. All right, you're getting pretty far there, Joe. Let me know how it goes, man. Keep us all apprised. Anybody who's watching this, Joe is changing all of his computer guts from one case to another case, and he's hard in the process right now. He's hard to the paint. He's almost finished. He's just hooking up the fans, and he's gonna plug her in. So see how it goes. Hopefully, it don't blow up. Let me know if it blows up, bud. What did you do? Like change your video card or something like that? Like you must have changed something, or you just moving all your stuff from one house to the other. Done it. I've actually done it, but usually I'm moving something. Maybe I gotta put an extra cooling fan in there or something. I don't deal with big computers anymore. Just laptops now. But anyways, all right. Let's get on to the next thing here. Okay. So I don't know if you've heard this show or not, but if you watch Netflix, you probably have seen it. It's in the sort of the top view things, or new things to view. It's called the OA. OA stands for Original Angel, I think it is. But it's if you've watched it, you're gonna know what I mean when I review it here. It has a really good premise. It starts out a little slow, but still intriguing, and then it kind of hooks you with intrigue for a bit, and then there's one of the main characters. I don't want to give too much away, but there's one of the main characters in the show that really is good, and he really makes the show. And then they throw weird. Okay. So I'm going to read this little synopsis from Rotten Tomatoes, and you'll see what it's rated. And then I'm going to show you one of the worst. It was the season finale of season 1, and it was so god awful that it made me just not want to watch season 2. Even though before that I was already like ready to not watch because of this. Anyways, so I'll show you this. So here's Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes gives it 84%, which okay. And here's a little write-up. Says, in addition to her role as creator and executive producer of this mind-bending series, Britt Marling also plays the role of Prairie Johnson, a young woman who returns home after a 7-year disappearance, which is cool. That's already got you a little hooked. It's like, ooh, okay, what's going on? Her sudden return is not only a miraculous occurrence, everyone is shocked to learn that Prairie is no longer blind. So she went away blind. She comes back, she's not blind anymore. Pretty cool. While the FBI and her parents are anxious to discuss Prairie's disappearance, she won't talk about what happened during the time that she was missing. So that's it. So anyways, just talking about this other guy. One of the creators, his name is Zal Batman Gleach. Can't make that up. He's got Batman in his name. You'd think it would be good just because of that, but or terrible. I guess it has to be either or. Now, having said all that, let me just play this. Okay, so spoiler alert, if you haven't watched this, and you have intention of watching this show, now would be the time to stop watching because I'm about to play a video from the 8th episode, I think, of season 1, which is the final episode. Here it is. Okay, to bring you up to speed, school shooter is coming up. These are the 5 main characters. This one, that guy they just showed, the other one. This is a teacher. She's one of them too. Okay, watch what they do here. This is beyond ridiculous. Okay. You feeling it? Are you feeling it? You should be. Here it comes! Look at that intense look. They all know. They all know what they're going to do. Even her. They know. The shooter decides not to start shooting her, and he's just going to let them do this weird dance. This is... so bad. Somebody added that in, I guess. But okay, so before that little end thing, which wasn't part of the show, by the way, that was hilarious. Somebody added that in. Okay, I'm going to bring you up to speed what that was. So they have these moves. There's 5 moves. Okay, again, if you haven't watched this show and you plan on watching, stop watching right now because I'm about to blow all of it. I'm about to blow it all. They have these 5 moves that they learned to basically change dimensions. So now that's it, essentially. So these moves allow them to open up a portal essentially to another dimension where that's where the main character ends up. Okay? I don't know. Okay, so the show had a great premise. It had this idea that, that this prairie girl was somehow she was an angel. She was captured and along with other people and held captive. And the dude, this doctor dude, who was a scientist doctor, was killing them He's just repeatedly over and over killing them to try and find out about the afterlife, because they all had near-death experiences, and that was the commonality between all the captors. So he kept killing them to generate this afterlife experience. From really, really cool concept. Then they added that. Nonsense. They ruined a perfectly good idea for a show. A little strangely executed at times. The acting's a little weird, and the whole premise behind the idea of those 5 people that you saw there doing all the some were students, the one was a teacher, obviously, and they all met with the main character in an abandoned house while she told them stories of her life, essentially, and they all believed it. They believed that she had these powers or whatever. Bizarre. Like, so if you haven't watched this show and I just blew it for you, I make no apologies. You were warned. If you're still interested, go check it out. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know what you think in the comments then. Especially when I post this video, this skibit of the video. Let me know then what you think in the comments after you've watched it. How stupid you think it is. Because I'll tell you what, it turned me right off. I don't know how it got 84% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know how it gets such a high rating, other than the fact that, like I said, the elements of this show, if you can get past all the goofiness of this completely, I'm using the R word, retarded dance that they do, and just the overall goofiness of how it was written, then yeah, great storyline, great story, maybe worth a watch. I don't know, but again, let me know what you think in the comments. You just want a fresh look? Oh yeah. Is it a game like a gamer computer, Joe? Like, why are you using like a whole rig? I don't know a lot of people that use rigs anymore now that laptops are so powerful. Unless it's a gamer rig. If it's a gamer rig, then you need it for that. But yeah, otherwise, jump on the laptops, man. They're so much easier, so much smaller. Just put them away. Put them away. You have what does that say? Oh, okay. Okay. Well, fair enough. I'm with you then. All right. Let's get on to the next thing here. No, I'm with you. That was funny. Like how they added that last little stupid thing in there from, I don't even know that's from, probably Always Sunny in Philly. It looks like Buddy in behind there. Anyways. Okay. So Elon and Tesla are having issues with their China self-drive release. I'm just going to read this article. This is Reuters again. I got 2 Reuters articles this week. That's kind of weird. And then we'll discuss. So what is Tesla's full self-driving, and why its China rollout matters? Let me get this out. Tesla, Elon Musk arrived in Beijing on Sunday on an unannounced visit where he was expected to discuss the rollout of full self-driving FSD software and permission to transfer data overseas, according to a person with knowledge of the matter. That's so funny. That's a funny statement. According to a person with knowledge of the matter. That's a funny way to say that. Chinese state media reported that he met Premier Li Qiang, I guess, in Beijing, but did not say what they discussed. Everything in China can be a little bit on the hush-hush anyway. Musk posted a video of himself with Li on his social media platform X, saying, "Honored to meet with Premier Li Qiang." Whatever. Still, the U.S. automaker won a key endorsement that coincided with his trip from a top Chinese auto association, which said Tesla's Model 3 and Y cars were among models found to be compliant with China's data security requirements. What is FSD? Tesla calls its driver assistant features autopilot, or FSD, but says they do not make its vehicles autonomous and they require active driver supervision. So in other words, you cannot just set it and forget it. You got to actually be there holding the steering wheel, all that kind of stuff, which kind of sucks as far as self-driving. Just let me drive then. If I can't just play my game or something while it's driving, just... FSD is the most autonomous version of autopilot software and was rolled out in 2020. Its features include self-parking, auto lane changes, and traffic navigations. People that would need that probably need the self-parking, because a lot of people can't park at all, at least where I'm from. Musk has long touted the FSD technology as a potential cash cow for the company, but has failed to keep his promise of a fully autonomous driving experience amid stiff regulatory and legal scrutiny of Tesla's safety and marketing. U.S. auto safety regulators said last week they had opened an investigation into whether Tesla's recall in December of more than 2 million vehicles in the United States to install new autopilot safeguards was adequate following a series of crashes. In 2023, Musk said the price of FSD, then at $15,000, was very low, saying the value of the car would increase dramatically if it became autonomous. Earlier this month, Tesla slashed the price of FSD to $8,000 from $12,000 in the US. FSD is also available through subscriptions, but on which Tesla recently cut the monthly price to $99 in the US and Canadian $99, so $72.52 US, in Canada, spur its adoption and softening EV sales and intensifying price competition. So yeah, if you know anything about the sort of EV market and just the clean car market, if you will, it's getting quite, the competition is getting pretty intense because the regular car manufacturers aren't laying down. They're not taking this laying down. They're getting better at regular fuel burning on just your regular combustion engines of cars, but they're also getting amazing with these EVs or these hybrid vehicles. And a lot of people aren't really adopting to the Tesla yet, right? Because let's be real, Tesla for a while was kind of a cheaply made car, and at a pretty expensive price point. And especially like if you live up here in where I am in the Great White North, when it gets cold, those batteries don't work as well. So there's a lot of these kinds of things. And when I was even looking at Tesla, like I was concerned about being able to charge it properly, things like that. So they're running into some stiff competition from the other car companies that they're entrenched essentially, right? Why is FSD available only on a limited basis in China? Tesla's been offering FSD for subscription in China for 4 years, but with a restricted set of features that limit the system to operations like automated lane changing. Data security issues have been a key obstacle to a full rollout. Obviously, if somebody could get a hold of your car, like get control of your car, that would be a big safety, breach. It could, I'm sure there's a lot of, there's a lot of liability when it comes to that. Musk is looking to obtain official approval to transfer data collected in the country abroad to train algorithms for its autonomous driving technologies, according to the person with the knowledge of the matter. Here they go again. According to the person with the knowledge of the matter. So this is that person again. They're referring to this person with the knowledge of the matter. Since 2021, Tesla has stored all data collected by its Chinese fleet in the country as required by Chinese regulators and has not transferred any back to the United States. In a sign of progress that may lead to a launch of unrestricted FSD in China, Tesla's Model Y and 3 cars made it onto a top Chinese Auto Association's list of 76 car models found to be compliant with China's data security requirements. It remains unclear as to what, if any, other regulatory approvals Tesla will need to obtain or what conditions the company may have before it's able to make FSD fully available in China. So they keep going on a little bit. Excuse me. So obviously the problems that they're having with this FSD technology in China, number one is they're worried about security. Anytime you have a breach in something like that, that's going to be a problem. But number two, it's the sharing of this information back and forth. So anything with China has no problem with collecting information from other countries like the US and Canada and abroad, but they have a real issue with giving that information back. So this could be a big problem for Tesla. We'll see how it goes for him, but as long as he's kissing the right ass, I'm sure he'll be able to get that information as he needs it. Okay. All right. Let's get on to the next thing. What am I at? 40 minutes. 40 minutes. Not bad. Plugging along. Let's get right to the next thing here. Okay. So we got potential global rise in temperatures according to a fake CNN article. I'm going to read this. This is our friends at the Clown News Network here. Global rise in temperatures will make it impossible to walk barefoot. Okay. So climate change and global warming have been a hot topic for the last few decades, but climatologists are now saying that we could be looking at sudden rising temperatures that will make walking barefoot not just difficult, but impossible. Spring is now in full swing in North America, and scientists have been heating up with their predictions of the newest doomsday alert. Dr. Heat Makeawi of Stanford University has been working on climate modeling since he watched former Vice President Al Gore's movie An Inconvenient Truth, and he has come up with some alarming conclusions. There is a 1 in 10 billion chance that the Earth will surge 247 degrees in the next couple of months, making it the largest single-season temperature increase in recorded history, claims Dr. Makeawi. Using modeling software designed by Microsoft, Dr. Makeawi has been able to show the average temperature in North America, the only continent anyone's worried about, responsible for man-made climate warming, will spike in early June by 98 degrees and continue to rise at 3 to 4 degrees per day right through the summer months. Pfizer has taken these modeling results and used them to create a vaccine that will prevent the heat from penetrating the skin of the inoculated and allow them to walk barefoot on the newly scorching Earth surface. The vaccine is set for rollout May 15th, well before the proposed heat increase, so people will have ample time to go and get it, says Leanne Always-Lyon, Chief Branding Officer at Pfizer. Both the U.S. and Canadian governments plan to make 40 billion doses available of the vaccine. CBO Always-Lyon has this to say about the rollout. These vaccines will cover all doses first through 10 for every man, woman, and child in North America. Well, the most important parts of North America anyways. We're not as concerned about Mexico or all the islands down there. CNN will continue to report on this and provide all locations where vaccines can be obtained. There's also plans for a door-to-door campaign to inoculate the holdouts and anti-vaxxers. Early takers of the dose will be given a $2 coupon for any drink at Starbucks, which doesn't include food items, and a personal signed letter from President Biden himself as a thank you for doing your civic duty. Okay, so that's it from CNN on this. What do you think? So global rising temperatures, they're saying that obviously the climate change that we're so worried about could result in hundreds of degrees of temperature increase this summer. It's gonna make for walking around pretty hot, but go get that vaccine because vaccines have never caused any problems. Oh, you got it, Joe. Good job. Success, buddy. Success. Yeah. Well, I need to change that backdrop. It's gonna know exactly what I'm talking about every time I do one of these stupid things. But yeah. All right. 43 minutes. I'm just trying to plow through this. I'll be honest. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with my voice. I hope I'm not getting something because I just feel like I had hairs in there or something. It's kind of started a couple hours ago. So we'll see. Just in time for the podcast for you, all you viewers. There's a ton of you right now. Nobody talking, just Joe talking about his computer. All right. Anyways, let me, frickin' 3.5 hours. That's what it took. Took me 2 to build it originally. Oh, well, you're slowing down, Joe. All right. Well, just to bring all the viewers up to speed, Joe has successfully put his computer, he's taken his computer from one case, put it to another one. His computer has moved homes. Congratulations, computer. And if you're in Canada, that new home probably cost you 10 times what the older one did. All right, let me get on to the last thing here. This one. If you saw that, if you could see that before I start this, before I start the recording of this video here, if you saw the image of that dude, you know this one's going to be ridiculous. All right, here we go. All right, set up. Okay, this is my, not weekly, but at least monthly dose of Clown World. If you watch the podcast, you know I love Clown World on Twitter or on X, formerly Twitter. And I go on there from time to time just to see what they found because they find some great stuff. It's aptly named Clown World because what you're going to see here is a great representative, of the clown world that we live in. As you can see, his face just popped up. Or sorry, her face, their face. I don't know. Who knows? People are picking their pronouns. So let's see what this person's pronoun is. So I'm going to play this video and we'll laugh and discuss. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Luce. I'm a trans and polyamorous therapist in Texas, and this is my therapy theme of the week. This week's theme honors Lesbian Visibility Week. As I myself am a trans lesbian, this is what I want to say about lesbians. One of the reasons why I love being a lesbian and I love lesbians is because we get to show the world that it is possible to love outside the dimensions of patriarchy. We, with Sapphic Love, create an entirely different dimension, an entirely different way of loving people and living, and it's so fucking beautiful.
It's so fucking
it's as
beautiful.
bright as the sunshine. The world is a better place with Sapphic Love in it. Hi, my name is Luce.
My God. Oh my God. Wow. I just wow. What is that? I don't even know. If I told you 30 years ago that that was going to be a thing, that there was going to be, I don't care, I'm misgendering. Oh, I don't even know if they say what their gender is. They're just a trans lesbian. Clearly a dude who's a lesbian. Not weird. None of it makes any sense, but apparently it does. And they're a therapist. That's the best part of it right there. If you need therapy, that's where you go. You're going to find this person in Texas. Of all places, Texas. You wouldn't think Texas, but there they are. There's your Clown World video of the week. I'm sorry if it wasn't as funny as they normally are. They're normally a little funnier. That's almost just disturbing, but funny in its own way. Yeah. I don't know what else to say about that. Yeah. All right. I couldn't believe when I saw that video. It just kind of leaves you speechless because there's so many things to digest there. Look at this dude. He's got a beard more than me. Weird, goofy hair, lady hair, claiming to be a lesbian and trans. I don't know what part of them is trans, but okay. And they're a therapist. What therapy are they providing? Are they a therapist for themselves? I don't know. Anyways. All right. Well, on that, I'm gonna call it quits, I think, for this one. Thanks for watching. I saw the viewers spiking in and out. Thanks for watching and not commenting, you bunch of checker-outers, and then leave. You're like a bunch of voyeurs. What are you saying? And now for the satisfying peel of the film on the tank case. Yeah. Some people don't like to peel that off. Some people like to leave it forever. I had a new car that I had for about 3 years before I crashed it. That had it on some of the dials, and I left it on there. Never pulled it off. Anyways, so if you did watch, or you are watching, and you enjoy the podcast, and you're not a subscriber yet, subscribe. Because obviously that helps a small channel. We're over 300 now, coasting along very slowly. Like, share, all those things. Engagement. Just engage. Again, also engage with me. If you watch the podcast, if you come on regularly, check it out. Say hi. Say hi in the comments. Not only does that let me know that you like it and you're watching, but it also helps the algorithm. The algorithm wants to see that engagement. If it doesn't see the engagement, it thinks nobody likes it, which it might be right. But if you like it, then you want to show them that you like it. So do all those things. Help me out. I'm pre monetized at this point, so it doesn't help me out with any kind of money, but it does help the channel grow. So I would appreciate that. And check out, if you missed any part of the podcast and you want to check out the videos in the smaller bite-sized clips, you can check them out at 5:00 between Tuesday and Sunday. I might post the 7th one for Monday. I find that screws with the algorithm a little bit when I post 2 different things on the same day, but I might post that 7th one. If so, then you just check them out at 5:00. And again, share and like those and all that kind of stuff. And that's it. I'm leaving. I'm out of here. If you want to catch the live broadcast every Monday at 7:00, unless I'm doing something somewhere else. What's that? Like, sub, leave a comment. Exactly. That's it. Right there. You like, you sub it, and you leave a comment. right there. And share. I mean, you can share too. Sharing's caring. All right, Joe, I'm glad I could keep you occupied while you put your computer back together. Oh, I don't know where Gizzo was. He's probably passed out stoned on the couch or something. But he ignored us this week. Thanks for watching, anybody that did. And thanks again, Joe. I'll see you next week, Monday, 7 o'clock, like always. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.